Well, what I know, it is not Stanley Livondo speaking. It is someone speaking in him. And Stanley Livondo, my good friend from Western Province, is not a madman. The truth of the matter is that there might be something from what he spoke. If you look, I'm a good student of history. In anything I do, in any argument I make, I always refer to historical facts about an individual, the character of Stanley Livondo. This is a gentleman. When 2007, he was a parliamentary candidate of the state in Kibra, then called Langata. His sole mandate, upon realization that Raila Odinga was going to deliver presidency, but for you to be president, by the then constitution, you were supposed to be an MP. The state made sure he wanted him to be an MP, so that if Raila delivered the presidency, they will use that clause that he is not an MP to deny him the presidency. He was an agent of the state. I don't know if left being an agent of the state. So whatever he's speaking, in my own thinking, I believe he's an agent of the state. He's passing a message that is supposed to be passed. Yes.
Kennedy, do you feel the same? Is he passing a message, or was it reckless?
I agree with what he has said. Stanley Livondo is just a microphone for a hidden voice. But I also feel like it's very reckless. You see, as a country, we are always a country that is politically on a tipping point. Almost all our elections, with the exception of 202. So for someone to come out and make such allegations, it's not just recklessness. Because if there is any sense or even truth in it, it simply means that we don't have a security apparatus for the government. It simply means our NIS is dead. Because for that information to get to Stanley Livondo, the NIS must have it. And if they had it, I believe we are supposed to have a proactive system. So I just feel like sometimes as a country we take our jokes too far. And it's very dangerous because some of these jokes have led us to very dark corners in our country. And for me, it's not something I would want the country to entertain or encourage. As a person, I will say that is taking a joke too far, because if there was any substance, we wouldn't wait for Stanley Livondo to say it. The basic, just out of common sense, we know how the system operates. We know how the life of the president is fundamental, not just to himself or to the party, but to the country and even the world, the whole region. And that's why the president, the first title of the president is the symbol of national unity. When uniting the country, that's how he unites even the region and the world. There's a lot at stake when such things happen. So for a man to come up and say such a thing, I feel sorry for him. And I just feel like those are not things that I would expect anyone who even purports to be a leader or someone to step onto such a podium and say such things. We want to whip emotions, yes, but I think we should have limits. And that's why I say our security agencies must work very hard to avoid such things. Because if he shouts that way and it goes unanswered, someone else will say it somewhere else. And as we head more to the election, there's a lot of tribal balkanization that happens. So that message, me as a person, I know those are just taking jokes too far to get mileage and look famous. There's a stage and then you have a mic, and like most people will do. He was trying to announce his comeback. But there is someone else who might take it differently. There's someone else who might take that message somewhere differently for their own fulfillment. So you realize that those are some of the things that can plunge the country into very deep and dark spaces that we may never recover from.
Okay,
so
Fred, I can see you're shaking your head.
As at now, it is usually presumed you are innocent till proven guilty.
Yes.
Until it is proven the information he spoke is false, it's when we can castigate Stanley Livondo. Remember, the president said that going forward, I think this week or next week, he's going to the mountain region to tell the people in the mountain the reason why he fell out with the deputy. He has never told us, and nobody has ever told us. At the same time, the incidences that Stanley Livondo is quoting are there. There's a day a plane was destined to take the president to the US. It was reported in the news that it was brought back. Yes. It was defeated. It happened. The reason for that was never communicated publicly. There's a day a plane was coming from Kisumu to Nairobi. Then, before the president boarded the plane, His Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, called him and he didn't board the plane. They went and spent the weekend in his Bondo home, in Raila Odinga's home. It is never explained why that scenario happened. If you add 1 and 2 and are waiting the president to tell us, it is then that we can be able to make a judgment on this. But as at now, I believe Stanley Livondo, it is not Stanley Livondo speaking. It is something or someone speaking in him. Why was it spoken in Thika? The place that Moses Kuria was having a Thanksgiving ceremony, that even none of the 2 protagonists attended. He had invited the Tanga, now they call themselves Kenya Kwisha, Kenya Kwanza, something of the sort. Then he had also invited the Azimio Brigade. None of the 2 factions attended his prayer function. But Livondo attended. Now, I don't know, did Livondo attend through the Azimio wing or through the Tanga wing?